Hi everybody, this is Beth McCullough. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. I'm actually in Des Moines, Iowa, and I blog at stampingmom.com. So glad you could join me today. So I am making some cute and easy note cards and also a fun box to keep them in. So please stay to the very end and I'll show you how to make the box too, which is super cute. You can see I chose really bright and happy colors: Granny Apple Green, Mango Melody, Coastal Cabana, and Magenta Madness, my new favorite from the In Colors. I also used the Daisy Punch, the medium daisy. Hello, Lisa Alaska. I'm glad you're here today. Hi to everyone. Okay, so we're making some note cards and a box. Here's a note card with 3 of the daisy flowers. Can you see the texture of the flowers on this? I used 3 different embossing folders. On the mango, it was embossed with the Scripty 3D. On the Magenta Madness daisies, I used the Tasteful Textile 3D. And on the Coastal Cabana, I used the hammered metal. Okay, I just locked my husband out. I'll be right back. Sorry, did you stay here? That's what happens when your husband has meetings on the deck and he talks really loud. I shut the deck door, but I always accidentally lock it because safety and security is a high priority for me. But I didn't do it intentionally, so I couldn't leave him locked out the whole Facebook Live. But anyway, okay, and so for the Coastal Cabana, I used the Hammered Metal 3D embossing folder. So these are the 3 embossing folders I used. And then I used the note cards that Stampin' Up! Sells, the note cards and envelopes. And I would love it if you would like and share my video. I will draw from everyone who shares the video, and I'll send you this actual template. Good morning, Veronica. I'm glad you're here from Oregon. I'm going to send you this actual template so you can make your own note card box. But first, I'm going to show you how to make this simple note card. So I'll get these out of the way. And I'm going to make this one with the Coastal Cabana. And let me show you what I used. I used this bundle. I love it. The Pattern Play stamp set and the Playful Alphabet comes as a bundle at 10% off. I really just wanted the alphabet, but because this was bundled and 10% off, I got it too, but I wasn't sure I wanted it. I absolutely love it. So can you see what I did with it? My grass, I wanted to ground my flower. So I inked up 3 of these little humps, and then I wanted a funky, cute stem. So I used this for the stem, and I've used this for other things already too. It's a great stamp set, so don't overlook it. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do, when it's photopolymer, you don't have to ink up the whole thing because you can see through it. So I'm just going to ink up 3 of these little humps, which are going to be my grass. And then I'm going to stamp it on. Can you see what I'm doing, or should I move up? Yell at me if I'm not on camera, please. Okay. So there's the ground. And then I'm going to use this one for the stem. I always like to stamp off to make sure I have it inked up well. And again, none of this is perfect stamping. It's supposed to look just kind of how it ends up. Now for the leaves, I did something I haven't done before. Hello, Kay. I used the hearts to make the leaves. I thought this heart from Meant to Be was so cute. And it's not photopolymer, so I can't see through it. But I also am not being a perfectionist on this note card, so I'm just stamping it in the general direction of where I want the leaves. Okay. So that is it for the green ink pad. Now, for this one, see how I did the high? I used the new foam adhesive sheets, and I have a tip for you. So when I did this card, I just cut the H and the I out of the foam sheets, and I cut it out of the pink. And I adhered the sheets to my note card and then put the pink over the top. And I think it looks pretty good. But if you're a perfectionist, you would do it the way I did this time. So what I did is I wanted a mango high. So I took my embossed paper and I cut out a square of this, took off the top layer. There's adhesive or sticky stuff on both sides. You take off the paper, and I applied it to the paper. You can see the eye fell out already. And now what you do, they're cut perfectly. So you just punch it out. That back layer stayed. And I'm going to put the ruler on here because I want it to be kind of even with my ground. And that's it. So you really need to look at these foam adhesive sheets. That's how easy it is. So it's done perfectly. I should have left the ruler here. It's done, the cardstock and the adhesive sheet. There. Doesn't that look easy? So this one I did it separate, and it's not quite perfect, but it's close. Okay, now to do the flower. I showed you before how I did the embossing. And then I'm just going to punch out two daisies out of the medium. Hello, Linda Lace. If I didn't mention your name when you got on, most of you I can't see because I'm looking down at what I'm doing. I'm using mini glue dots. And I'm also going to use my bone folder because I like the petals to be kind of 3D. And I'm going to put the glue dot on the back. I'm getting spots on my card. And then I'm going to place it with the glue dot on the back where I want the first flower. And then I'm going to use the bone folder again. And I'm going to do another glue dot in the center of this one and then offset the flowers. I would say this medium daisy punch and the big daisy punch are probably, I've been doing Stampin' Up! Cards since 2003, and I don't think I've used anything more than I have the daisy punch flowers. So if you don't have that, you really should consider that. Again, I'm punching out of the embossed paper. This is the 1/2-inch punch. I was going to show you this. The 1/2-inch punch we just stopped selling with this new catalog. But if you buy these playful alphabets, I've been punching this circle out. Does anyone know what this is, by the way? I would like to be enlightened. Maybe it's just an O and E together, but there aren't that many words with O and E together. But this circle from the O is also about a 1/2-inch punch. So if you don't have the 1/2-inch punch and you can't get it, you can always use that to get your circle for the daisy. And I popped this up on a mini dimensional. There, isn't this sweet? I would love to get this little fun note card in the mail. And then, should I show you how I did the envelopes? What I did is I use the daisy stamp. I'll show you on my scrap paper. Pretend this is the corner of the envelope because, you know, the postmen like it best if it's in the lower left. And instead of doing it like a clock, 12, 6, 9, and 3, I did it offset on the first daisy. Hopefully you can see that. And now I'm going to ink it up again and do it 12, 6, 9, and 3. And I'm going to look and see about the same amount of the petals sticking out all over, although it's easier when the camera's not in the way. There. Can you see that? Yeah. So if you don't like doing that, just stamp one and put that on your envelope. That's cute too. Okay. So now we're done with the note cards. So you can do it this easy way like these, or you can put 3 on 1. If you don't have the alphabet, this one I just put a little note on. A little note comes from the Butterfly Gala set, a little note. You've been on my mind. That would be cute on there too. So anyway, make your little note cards and stamp your envelopes. And now it's time to make the box. So for the box, you need a 6 1/4 by 9-inch piece of cardstock. And I am going to show you how to do this. And like I said, if you would share my video, I will put you in a drawing to send the template to you. Okay, so I'm going to put the short end at the top, and I'm going to scoot the left edge. Let's make sure you're on here. The left edge over to a 1/2 inch. And I'm going to use my scoring blade and score it a 1/2 inch. Now I'm going to turn the paper the other way and do a 1/2 inch on the other side. If anyone has questions, please leave them on here too. Hello, Joyce. I'm glad you're watching. So now I have a 1/2 inch on each side. I'm going to turn my paper so the long side is toward the top. And I'm going to score at 2 inches. And 2 1/2, so I'll scoot this over. It's 2 1/2 right here. And then down to 6 1/4 and 6 3/4. So I need to put the long arm out. And if you have the Stampin' Up trimmer, you might wonder where 6 1/4 is because it's hard to tell where the seam is for the arm. So I marked mine. This long seam between the two pieces, that's actually 6 1/4. And I marked it because I kept forgetting, and it's hard for me to see where that is. So I would mark your blade. And I've said this several times. I also have a 1/4 inch yellow strip so I can see the ruler marks over here. Those are things I would do to make your trimmer even more useful. Okay, so we've gone at 2, 2 1/2, 6 1/4, and 6 3/4. Now the last thing I'm going to do is bring it back to 4 inches and just put a little mark in this 1/2 inch because we're going to take some of that out. Now turn it over to the other side and put a little mark at 4 inches again. And that is all the scoring there is to it. So the reason you can see here on the template I did the 4 inches is we're going to cut away all this from 4 inches all the way to the top. So I'm just going to cut this all the way off to the side. You can use your trimmer again, or you can use scissors. So it's a 1/2 inch by 4 inches that I'm cutting off. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Hello, Linda Mandernack. Have you been out in your pool today? You guys should tell me what you're up to today. I am going bike riding later with a good friend of mine. We haven't decided where we're going. We might go out to Waukee. Okay, so now what we're going to do is cut the tabs. And the tabs are this little 1/2 inch space down here. And another thing you can do if you want is you can corner round the top flap. So I'm going to bring in the detailed trio punch, or you can use any corner rounder that you already own. And on this, you make sure the paper is up against the sides on both sides. And then you get a nice corner round. Okay. So I did this already in Magenta Madness. And you can see, here I can lay it on here. It totally matches what this template has. So we cut away this top section, we did all the score marks, we made tabs here, and the last thing to do is on this bottom section, you put adhesive on both sides. Okay, so I'm going to keep going forward with this magenta piece. We're going to bring the tabs in all the way, and we're going to lift this bottom part up. And then we're going to adhere, remember where we put the adhesive, just like that. So this is Terran tape that I put on here. I'm going to use my piercer to take off the layer. The tab goes in, it comes up. Now we're going to make a 90-degree angle. And this is the little part to put our note cards in. This truly, once you try this, it's so easy. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, get the paper backing off this adhesive. And then square up the corner. Wow. I love it. Okay, now to hold it closed, you can either use Velcro or you can use magnets. I have these little magnets, and it says I bought this with a group. It was $11, and I've used quite a few. It was probably this long twice, so quite a few magnets. And I took a glue dot and put it right here and then stuck the magnet on. Now I'm going to close the box, and I want this to be a square corner at the top. So I'm going to hold it in place how I want it to be. And now I'm just going to pick up the magnet, and it's going to, isn't that fun, go exactly where it needs to go. So I'm going to get a glue dot again. And I'm going to stick the magnet on with a glue dot. So I'm going to move it for a minute. It's about right there. I guess I could have put the glue dot on first. I want to make sure the corners are, but the magnet is sticking to the magnet below it. So it's going to the exact right place. Are you one of these people? I love to open and shut a magnet. I don't know why. I just think it's fun. So I made this daisy already. What you could do, here's a couple cute full-size note card boxes Marceline made in the past. You can put a layer of cardstock and a layer of designer series paper, which is super cute. Here's another one she did with 3 daisies. On this one, I've already used all my magenta designer series paper, so I'm going to make this one plain for now. But the paper is coming tomorrow, so I can add it later. So I'm going to put a glue dot on top of the magnet to have the daisy stick on it. So if you didn't know about all the layers, wouldn't this still be cute if I gave you this filled with these cards? You would think it was cute, I hope. Okay, and I haven't really tested it. It depends. This has so many layers. Another thing I thought would be cute is I could have decorated this side. I could just cut off this flap, and that could be the decoration for the note card, which I thought was cute too. But I'm going to take these, and they're envelopes, so I'll do 3 of these. And put these inside. Yeah, there's room. You probably can do 4. I should probably get them all so they're even before I put them in. Super cute. Do you love it? I hope so. I will have the directions within the next couple days. And like I said, if you'd be willing to share my video, I'll do a drawing and send someone the actual template that I have. It makes it super easy to make these. I will be back on Friday for mystery stamping. If you've never done that, it's fun and it's free. I have directions every hour starting at noon, and you get to make a super fun card. And then people vote, and we do a People's Choice Award on Sunday night. So you have all weekend to get your card made. But thanks for joining me. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment, and I'll get those answered. And I will also be back next Wednesday for another Facebook Live. I hope you all have a wonderful and blessed week. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye-bye.